Hi there guys, my name's John from ActiveJR.com, and in this video I'm going to be doing my top 7 tips for the new iPad Pro. Now these tips will also work in some of the previous generations and most iOS devices. Before we get started, if you want to subscribe to this channel, it's really appreciated. And also if you want to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, you can do that using the button below. And finally, any apps or links that are mentioned in this video are all in the description below, so check those out. Thanks very much, let's get straight into the video. I've had the latest iPad Pro for the last couple of months, and I use it for a variety of different things, from editing photos, editing videos, or just updating the blog. And based on my use, these are some of the things I find really useful and some of the essential things to do. Now, first of all, starting with updates. Now, when your iPad first arrives, it's probably been manufactured a couple of months before you actually get it in your hands. And there's been several updates come out. Certainly over the last month, there's been 2 iOS updates. So it's worth just doing a check to see if it's up to date. And you can do this by going into the settings and the update option. You also can turn on auto updates in here. This is really useful as it keeps your iPad up to date with the latest software updates and also the latest features. The other tip as well around updates is turn on app automatic updates. When new apps come out, the developers push them to the App Store, and if you don't have this turned on, then you have to manually update. But if you turn it on, they'll automatically update, and again, you get the latest features and all the latest updates. So that's really useful to do that. The next tip is get some protection for your device. Now, the iPad Pros are pretty durable, but I would say they're prone to scratches, and certainly if you drop it, yeah, you'll smash that screen. Now, the key message in this is don't go running necessarily to Apple to get the protection or the case that you're looking for. Check out Amazon or check out eBay. Now, I did do a review recently, which is coming above now, on an iPad case, which is identical to the Apple Folio case you get from the Apple shop, which is about £85, but from Amazon, it's about £15. So significantly cheaper. So make sure you check out Amazon or eBay, see if you can find a compatible case that'll work for you. Now, my next tip is organizing apps. Now, I find it really important to organize my apps into particular folders that I could easily get access to the app. Now, you can organize multiple apps in one simple action. All you need to do is press down on the app and get it to wiggle, and then slightly pull it down to the right hand side, and then tap on all the apps you want to organize into one folder and then name it. It will save you loads of time dragging all the apps individually, and it will make organizing your apps very simple. My next tip, using the iPad Pro, you can customize the control center. And again, you can do this in settings and you can add different things. It comes by default with certain ones, but I find the ones I've got here are particularly useful. And you also can customize the widgets. Now, I find this particularly useful to look at my day, and I have all my apps that I want to see at a glance and be able to see all that information. My next tip is setting up iCloud. iCloud is a backup service from Apple, and you do get 5 gig free, and it's worth setting it up and setting all the backup options, because you'll be able to back up all your photos, all your apps, all your settings. So if something does happen to your device, then you can easily restore back or easily get the photos if you accidentally lose the device, which is really important, especially if you've got a lot of family photos or a lot of work files that you want to back up. iCloud is a really good option. You also get the Files app, which pulls all your files into one place, and this is really good, especially if you've got one of the low tier options like the 64 gig. What it does, it offloads all your big files into the cloud, and then you can pull down on them when you need to use them, saving valuable storage space on the iPad itself. My next tip is about saving space, and this is really important if you've got one of the low tier options, say the 64 gig like I have. You want to save as much space as possible in order to use your iPad effectively. Now, the first thing, if you've set up iCloud, then you want to set up optimize iCloud photos. What it does, it uploads the full resolution picture to iCloud, and then it keeps an optimized version at a lower file size on your iPad. So in my case, I've got a photos album, which is about 64 gig. However, when I use optimization, it pulls it right down to 3.5, and this is really useful. It saves a lot of space, means I still have all the photos there, but all the high resolutions are kept in the cloud. The other thing is turn on file offload. Now, if you're not using apps, it will offload the apps automatically, again saving space, and again this is another space saver. And my final one, when you first get the iPad, when you first install, even if you restore from a iCloud backup, you still got a lot of Apple apps which are preloaded on the device. Now, there is some very useful apps in there, like for instance Pages or iMovie, but lots of them you may not use, and actually all of them together are around 3.9 gig. That's a lot of space that you could use for other things. So remember, go through the iPad, look for all the apps that you're not going to use that are pre-installed and just simply remove them from the device. It'll save you lots of space. For instance, GarageBand is about 1.5 gig. It is a lot of space that you could save on your iPad. The next tip is notifications. On your iPad Pro, just like with your iPhone, you can get notifications. What I tend to do is set up the apps I want to receive notifications for. And you can do this by going into the settings and looking in that menu and making sure that you've got the notifications you want, and then turning off the ones that you just don't want to get. This is really useful to keep your screen less busy, and you're only notified to things that you want to be notified for. I find this particularly useful. So guys, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you find these tips useful. They are certainly things that I use or set up my iPad and find it a lot easier to use and a lot easier to manage by using these tips. So if you've liked this video, then give me a thumbs up. It's really appreciated. And also remember, anything that's mentioned in this video is included in the links below. And also subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon.